go.
Aloha class. Today we're going to start off by watching a short, super short video of why, and you're going to answer a question about why you come to school. So I'm going to give you like a few minutes to, after the video, to think of why you personally come to school. So that's a question. Okay. Oh my gosh, yeah. There you go. Oh! Commercial.
Is the cord? I don't think the sound cord is in. Which one is concept? Because they were all, I think the volume was like a, is a volume? Because they had just like give examples that was related to them. And I can't remember what I had the objective was. Yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah.
What some examples were?
Still
What was
I think that's a cord.
supposed to be about?
Okay.
Because see, this is you understand this reading. So that's the kind of stuff. So that one should be a little more detailed for some fun.
Okay, nice. So you guys know where you're thinking about now? What you have
That one was good because I had
So you want to get a degree?
I feel like I did not figure out
Right.
that one.
Let me tell you what society will tell you. It increases your chances of getting a job, provides you an opportunity to be successful. Your life will be a lot less stressful. Education is the key. Now let me tell you what your parents will tell you. Make me proud. Increases your chances of getting a job, provides you an opportunity to be successful. Your life will be a lot less stressful. Education is the key.
Okay, now that you have to think of the reason why you come to school, I want you to write down the reason on the board, and if there's anyone else have the same reason as you, just write it down and then put your name right next to it. Okay, so yeah.
That's part of it. That's what I was going to do, and I was like, someone else is going to do it.
Yeah. Wow. Very good. We can see how many people like are here. How many people are here for the same reason? How people are going to school for the same reason. As you can see over here, we're here for school to obtain knowledge, just like this one, expand our way of thinking, and also to get a better job. Same with to get a better life out of schooling, and also to get an education. So, good job. So all of us, we are all here for the same purpose as to gain an education and to have a better life. So, yeah.
So anybody has any thoughts about that? You know, explain more. Like, did you just hear it because you really want to get an education and, you know, I want to get a good job, I want to sustain my family?
Well, I think like the whole get a good job and to have money, like that is an important part of coming to education, but that's not That's just doing it for a result. And you know, especially with teaching, like yeah, we're gonna have a secure job, but we're not gonna have a lot of money.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, a miracle happens and the government decides to change that. But if it's more for, and you can see kids who, they come here just to get a degree. And they, like that whole C's get degrees. But then there's the kids who come to college and go to, so they expand their minds. They learn things that, you know, might not be important when you're getting a job. But, because you can get a good job without a college degree. It's hard, but it's possible. I know people who've been successful.
Good point. Does everybody agree with that?
Okay, so before we continue, I'm just going to go over today's outcome. Okay. So our outcome is for you guys, the learners, will be able to recognize that a school's purpose is to balance between shaping students to be confident, to assume roles in society, and encouraging equality by presenting their ideas as a group. Okay, and then for our discussion today, we have some rules. And first rule is person with the ball talks. So we're going to have this ball passing around, okay? And to get the ball, you have to raise your hand. And don't throw the ball too hard to hurt anybody or too far. So you won't get up and chase it around. Yes. So don't throw it like little kindergartners.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. So as we know, we're going to talk about the purpose of coming to school. So historically in society, in American society, we have two purposes that a school serves for. And the first one is that they're just, we're here to be, to be good workers and be competent and fulfill like a role in society. Like, this is what we're going to do. Like, for example, we're here because we're going to be teachers. So we're kind of being shaped to be a teacher, right? That's what we're doing here. And then the other school purpose that, the other side, but people think is that the schools are just instruments for the creation and promotion of equality. So, I need to think about that. And in your opinion, what do you think should be the primary purpose of the school? I want you to think about that for a second, and then we're going to start, whoever wants to start their discussion is going to get the ball. Okay?
So I don't know if I necessarily agree with one or the other. I don't agree with the first one because that's kind of the whole factory analogy, metaphor that we've used, that we're just in school just to create good workers. Should be mostly concerned with creating quality. I kind of agree with that one more. I think it's more of like, people go to school to be able to learn how to generate their own ideas and their own thoughts. That's like back in 1700s, 1800s. That's why not a lot of people went to school. Those that did were the big thinkers of the time, people that created theories and made advances in science. So that's like the biggest thing with education, is not creating these workers like a factory, but creating people that go out and bring new, authentic, and original ideas.
Okay. So, somebody wants to, that was a great point. Did somebody wants to agree, disagree with that? Hey.
He should write a book.
So, let's take Matt's point of view. It's like, what if I told you, Matt, that, shaping your students to be, fair, good citizens, is it completely bad? What do you guys think about that? Like, is it completely bad, shaping the way you're understanding?
I think they have to just work together, honestly. Like, it's good that they learn how to be good citizens, but it also, you have to be able to have equality with what you're doing, your job or whatever you're trying to shape them to be. Because if if you're like, oh, I'm a really good worker, but you don't really care about others, or you're not being fair or open with other people's ideas, that's not probably the best way.
I think when we talk about shaping students, I think it's important to like shape them into being leaders, you know, because we all learn so we can teach others, you know. So we're here to be teachers later, and we're learning from people who learned before us, you know. So I think in shaping, it's like shaping our students to become leaders.
Okay. Did somebody agree?
Oh,
It's a record. It doesn't have anything. So everybody disagrees with what Aloha said? Do you agree? Yeah? Okay. Do you agree? Okay. So I want to come back to what Tia was saying. So, and I think Matt was, nodding his head because, and some of you were doing the same. I mean, she was talking about that, it's kind of like a compromise, right? Because, yeah, shaping, you can be, if you do it too much and you do it that way, it can be really bad. We go back to the factory, that we're just pouring knowledge into our students and we're just like, okay, you're done. But equality, like we're talking in our education classes, we're talking a lot about, diverse students and how we are creating that tolerance between us and, all those things, right? So, oh, sorry, they just disappeared. Okay, so,
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I played baseball. What do you mean by equality? What does that mean? You want to create everybody that's equal? Or what?
Okay, so equality. So equality is mostly, in this topic is mostly about, tolerance, about, diversity and those things. Like we don't want, in the schools we don't want, the white kids and we have the black kids and then, the black kids believe, they're, if they're minority, it's just all those things that happen in our school, right? All the minorities and then I'm stronger and I'm like, like you're never gonna be able to, to conquer whatever thing, my country, whatever we talk about, other countries, the minorities in other countries. So they're just those ideals, of the people who want to, be better than you, it's a race or, something like that.
So as a teacher, we're going to create an equal opportunity environment for each type of...
Yeah, so that's kind of what, the purpose of the school system, because we want everybody to be, tolerant with everyone, and we want peace, and we want, to help other people, our students believe that, right?
Kind of going along with like how I see it is like, it's really easy with people, okay, if they're coming from poverty, okay, they should assume this role in society and we should teach them to fill this role. Okay, richer kid, okay, he can get. But with education, it should be at a school where each student has the feeling that, okay, I can go on to college and I can create ideas, products, businesses, just as well as a kid whose parents are millions of dollars richer than mine. It's not like the factors, it's what you think that that's why I kind of feel like that.
I think just to go along with that, I feel like equality is a huge part. Like what you guys are saying is respect. Having respect for other people's ideas and just having respect. You're able to say ideas whether they're rich or they're poor. You're able to come to an agreement or, like I said, a compromise about something. But it's just saying that whoever you are, you have a right to share what you want and what you feel.
Okay, so yes, so with that idea in mind, that we're discussing that compromise, we are going to split you into teams right now. So I wish you guys were sitting over here. So we're going to do 4 of you and 4 of you. Yeah. So please, move a little bit over here so you guys can be as a group.
Yeah.
This. And Rachel's gonna tell you what you guys are gonna get.
Okay, so
Just like.
okay, so this is the next question we're going to talk about today. Why would shaping our students to assume a role in society encourage the existing class and power structures in our society? So just like think about it individually, don't mind telling you anything yet, but we have the same rules apply for our discussion, but we're going to have you discuss it in a group. And then underneath your chairs, you should have a role that you're like playing in your.
So I guess you guys don't have one because there were these chairs that we're gonna use. So there's a role. Yeah, that's right.
So you guys, those are the roles that you guys are going to play. Oh, do you have them?
They're like at the front.
Okay, here's one. This be another. Yeah, you can take that. Okay, switch it on. I want this.
Okay, so get together like closely, you know?
Yeah, so these are the roles that you guys are going to play. Catherine Parker Scribe, a presenter, and then just discuss this
You are?
proper question.
Why are you guys moving in circles? That'll be
Alright.
Then after we just want to have you guys like write down your ideas on the poster?
kind of saying how like there's from like the high class. You're in your attendance is pretty.
Yeah, so like. Yeah, so how does giving education shape
I didn't
how
know.
that makes it safe how it is and how it is. And you teach with that rich kids that everyone has their own. Yeah. Well, and I think maybe you think that that's the way school should be.
Okay, guys. Rachel wants your attention.
Okay, well, I was going to give you a little more time, but it's good. Okay, now I'm going to hand out this case study. So I want you to talk about this as well, but this also has a case study with questions on it that I want you guys to discuss and write down on your poster as well.
They're also here in the front.
These are also the questions that are on the list.
Oh, the top.
Wealthy and influential segments of culture create privilege and opportunity for schools that benefit their social class. Conflict, privilege associated with this class and society may conflict with the conditions of the working class and lower class. For example, if you're teaching a wealthy Southern high school or private preparatory school, your students will have more intensity to assume that they are entitled to political, social, and economic power. Going to a college and university often a very expensive school to be considered an automatic not privilege but a right. In contrast, you may find yourself teaching in a lower middle class or low socioeconomic setting. Going to higher education, most capable students may be a dream, that just doesn't seem possible to many of them, even most supplementary scholarships. Okay, so.
You're in the right areas. Yeah. There it is.
So the one question is after reading this, I want you to discuss why would shaping, so is that why would shaping our students to assume a role in society increase the society? Because like, well, because.
You guys have like 1 minute left, so start writing out questions.
Yeah. Why is it negative?
It's a good
Creating that sense of equality where, okay, yeah, my parents are poor, my whole family's poor, but I can do something different. Okay, so after reading this, did you change?
Okay, everybody, we're gonna start sharing our thoughts.
Did you change your mind about merging?
That's okay because it's time to work.
We're gonna start sharing our thoughts. We're gonna start from this group. But first of all, okay, if you hear a group who's going to share what you guys were going to share, then you, after they're done talking, then you give a thumbs up.
How do you say her name?
Okay, if you hear a group that is sharing something that your group disagrees about, then you use thumbs down. Thumbs down. Okay, and if your group has like something totally completely different from what other group thinks, then you can use the sign. Okay, so like, you guys get that? She said
Okay, so for number 1, we said there's no room for them to grow. So like basically people who are in the higher class kind of don't have to work for anything, so they stay in the higher class. And people, but people who are in like the lower class, like even if they work hard, there's still no way that they can make it up. Society's already shaped what they're going to be.
Good, so what do you guys think about what you think? Those guys said? Is that what you were going to say? Is it the same thing? Okay, so why do you guys agree with them? What are your ideas?
We just kind of talked about how, like, a lot of in the last situation become like what people expect you to be. And so if you're teaching in like a lower income school and you're expecting all the students to not really go anywhere afterwards, then they probably won't. But if you're expecting them to and treating them like they will and like they can and everything, I think that there's something to be said for that.
Good, do you guys agree? You agree? Okay, so let's go back to our seats. Or you can stay as well, but now, a question that I have for all of you guys is that, so if we all think like this, and most of the people think the same way, that, there should be like a compromise in these things, and that, everybody should be, have the same opportunity to this. Why do you think schools still have a split purpose? Why do you guys think, why does it say the schools are still doing this, like splitting kind of like the purpose of their schools?
maybe moral maybe just like moral things. Like what they believe, like whoever's in charge, what they believe personally.
So Marquesa was
I think like some people don't have the people telling them that they can be anything they want to be. Like I think a lot of times, just like with all like the Ferguson stuff going on and stuff like that, like those schools down there, they still shape the kids and say, okay, they're thugs, but like that's what they're gonna think they are, because that's what society is saying that's what they are. So I think it's not really necessarily like the schools need to change the way of thinking. I think it's society needs to change the way of thinking.
Well, and I think teachers kind of have this consensus, like, yeah, we don't want to be be a factory and just putting out students. But the problem is the school system and the education system is designed almost to where, okay, you got this score on the test, you are in this percentile, and you'll probably do this, you'll get this ACT score, and you'll go to college like this, or you might not even be able to go to college. So that's when it's kind of hard for teachers, because it's like, okay, how can I combine them both, give this kind of create this sense of equality when an education system is very oriented to the shaping our students to assume our role.
Okay, so with that, so what can you do as a teacher? You know,
Fight the man.
to combine them. So I don't need to know. We agree that the government is just the way it is. So what we can do as a teacher.
I think just like having the expectation of everyone, being equal and everyone being capable of the same thing can go a lot further than.
And a teacher it goes a long way when a teacher kind of motivates the students to think that even though the standard says I'm here, that doesn't necessarily have to be true. Like just because a test says you're in the so-and-so percentile, you can be different. You still have you're still just as capable as anyone else.
Okay.
What if they're not, though? What if they really aren't capable?
Everyone is capable.
Well,
But what if they're not capable of scoring well on a test?
I think that everyone is capable of scoring well on a test. It just depends on how we give the test. And if like that way of testing someone isn't working for them, then there's different ways that you can test them.
More equal with equality.
Okay, we're gonna hand out this community and then you're gonna read the questions out loud and then I'm just gonna ask them to talk. Oh, there's one there.
We can share.
Okay. Please just read them out loud and then we're gonna talk. Okay, what's on this side?
okay, what problems occurred during our discussion? How did we resolve them? Well, just kind of the different ideas and the different thoughts, but I felt like we all kind of came to a consensus about how we view the purpose of school.
Right.
What can we do better next time to make our discussion more stimulating or productive? I'm supposed to answer this?
Well, everybody can.
Oh. Get really good.
One thing, not like a criticism, but like just the questions make them a little simpler. Because like reading that number one, you're like, okay. She was having questions like, okay, what are they asking? So, and I know it's hard because it's kind of a very abstract thing to talk about, but.
Okay, how well did we connect comments?
I think we connected very well. We all kind of like agreed on the same thing. So we just put our weak spots and connected.
How did the discussion go today?
Awesome. Two thumbs.
You're so right. Do you think different?
Should just say peace because we're going to go to
Because you're building me calm.
Yeah, how well did we listen to others' ideas?
Really well.
Wait. One more thing.
Still have the closure.
So I'm gonna cut you. Well, you guys can cut around. Oh, sorry. There you go. I just want you to, to close our lesson. We're just gonna, I want you to think about your high school. Not about the awful things about your high school. I want you to think about your high school. About kind of what we were talking about. Like, did you feel that your high school was more like, like this is what ACTs and this is what you're gonna get and getting into college and everything more like that, or you think it was more like a peace building quality? So I want you can write that there, and because we don't have much time, we're not gonna have time to share it, but you can draw something there if you like, and then we'll just collect them. that's it.